Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the video. This time is the G.I. Joe Classified series, Roadblock. So, we have a black character, which I'm always fond of, and it's really dope to see it happen. I like this rendition that they're going with. It's not, I don't know, it's something different about him this time around that kind of speaks closer to the comics than the original G.I. Joe cartoon, which both I'm okay with, except for the whole speaking in rhyme thing. But anyway, Joe-wise, Roadblock actually came out pretty dope. I like his color separation, with it shows greens and reds and yellows, all something that really fixes on the darker skinned character that he is. They didn't take away from that. I think the only thing they kind of failed on, that they fell a little fat in the face painting of him. So we'll get into that in a second. Otherwise, I really like the way Roadblock came out. But yeah, let's jump into it. So, as I was saying before, as I move my light around, Roadblock actually came out pretty great, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I chose to use a purple light because purple actually helps bring out darker skins first, purples and yellows. If you choose just have white light, it will come out looking terrible. So with the purple light in the background to kind of help fix with the complexion, as you can see, you get a better look at Roadblock. Now, Roadblock has a really cool lion tattoo, which my focus actually definitely changed just now, but it has a really cool lion tattoo, which is fixated on the left arm, and it actually looks really good on his bigger bicep. It's a good look. I think the face sculpt actually came out okay, but here in the lower area where the beard and the lips meet is just a little too glossy. So since I don't know how to paint, I'm gonna wait till I get a second one to actually learn how to do that. But this is the only downfall I can really see on Roadblock. He is the Joe's heavy machine gunner, so he carries his own heavy machine weaponry all the time. So yeah, it is what it is. But one of the cool things about it that I saw under here is that you actually get a really cool torso. But unfortunately, there's really no way to take this off without cutting it, because I tried to pull it over and it's not going to happen with the way the arms are designed. So there's a really cool torso under there that matches actually the skin, and I think that's really dope. I would have preferred a tank top under there so you could take it off, but they weren't having that. So anyway, let's jump into the articulation on Roadblock and the look on Roadblock. Well, I fixed this up. There we go. Now, Roadblock's head can look up. It can look down. Now, the looking up part is a little bit more difficult because you're going to get that head to look back. And then looking down is actually no problem for him either. So as you can see here, he'll look down. You can still tilt side to side, and you can swivel left and right. All the good things that all the Joes really have. These new bodies that they have, which match something of the Lightning collection, and they've pretty much improved on, is utterly fantastic. So whoever is working on the articulation for this line definitely is already in two steps in the right direction, and I really like where they're going. You actually have a small butterfly joint that allows you to swivel left and right in there. And considering he holds heavy weapons, I like that that's there. Then we have our arm that goes and extends all the way out and upward. So you actually have a lot of room, right? You have your bicep swivel, as I said, and he's double jointed. Nothing is cut out on him, which I really, really like that. Then we have a horizontal hinge on the left hand, and yep, same on the right. And both are trigger fingers, so if you want to dual wield with this guy, I don't see that not being an issue. He has an ab crunch, which is completely there. As you can see, it actually bends really far forward, but this is definitely going to get in the way. So if I ever get another Roadblock, I'm immediately cutting this off, and I'm adding a tank top on here. I would love tank top Roadblock. That would actually be really dope. So again, the articulation is all there in Roadblock. As you can see, he can really press forward. So even the larger character Roadblock has crazy articulation under this plastic prison that he has. You still can use the drop down method on the legs as well too. And you can still tilt a little side to side with him, even with this big vest on. So as you can see with the drop down method, you get that extra articulation to go outward. Then you can rotate. There is a thigh swivel here. And we still have double jointed legs, and there is boot cut. So he is not missing a beat in terms of articulation. Like the others, Roadblock can really get down, and I'm glad that they didn't cut any corners with him whatsoever. So as I try to pose him up, even with this this jacket, this big old flak jacket he got, and as you can see, it's pulling my diorama apart because I'm trying to like pose him up, but you got to put that weight added to it. Mine has a small paint defect on the left arm, a little bit of red got in there, but I don't think that's too much of an issue with him because Roadblock's actually still pretty cool. I mean, you can just paint over that or try to remove a little bit of it. So as you can see, Roadblock can get posed up. Oop, my focus changed. Sorry about that, y'all. So As you see, Roadblock can get posed up. So assuming you have his gigantic, really big, heavy machinery, as you see here, which is the only weapon that he comes with because he's the heavy gunner in the squad. So as you can see, there is a normal trigger here, but there's a special handle on both ends to allow him to carry it this way. So if you place it in his hands, as I squeeze that in, and then we work on bringing it down here. And just bear with me as I try to work it on camera, as I try to look at my camera at the same time while looking at him. So just bear with me, y'all, bear with me. There we go. So you can see here, Roadblock actually looks really good with this guy. I don't know what I'm gonna name his gun though, but I'm gonna give it a name. And you can hold it with no problem. There's no weight issue whatsoever. I can swing it around and there's no problem. I really like that they've accounted for pretty much everything on this. They really did. I like the way this came out too, because there's a nice light blue, and well, sorry, clear blue, I should say in there. So if you want to add some really cool effect in there, I think you really should. One thing I do want to test out while we're all on camera together is that I want to test and see if he can hold it with the long handle down here. So let's try to squeeze that in as well too. And yeah, he can hold it here too. So it's going to take a little bit of work, but it looks like he can hold it here too. So even if you want to do a one arm holding or some sort of, I'm just going to skip the part, but I know for the fact, obviously, if he can hold the handle this way, if I move the trigger around, he can definitely hold it with one hand. So that's actually really dope. One of the things I also thought was really cool is that they actually made the magazine removable. So if you want to make it look like he's reloading or anything like that, obviously, unlike the original cartoon, which shot a bunch of lasers, this guy is legit going to run out of ammo at some point, right? One more thing you get with Roadblock is that you get one small, tiny hunting knife. If you clearly see how big Roadblock is and the place where he holds his tiny little hunting knife, you think it's crazy. Like, why does he need a tiny hunting knife? He should have a bigger knife, right? But whatever, you know, maybe it is a big hunting knife and Roadblock is just a really big guy. We never really know. But I've really enjoyed this Roadblock. I think the only downfall is going to be the fact that the head sculpt is a little soft. But the figure itself is really, really solid and is really dope. And it doesn't like come off as cheesy. This comes off as a really nice, like updated rendition of him, especially when it matches that of the comics. Now, what we are going to do though, is we're going to compare him size-wise with a bunch of Joes and then a bunch of other lines. So let's do that. So for those of you who didn't watch the Scarlet video or any other Joe video that I upload, I'm always going to do this so you guys can see what's going on. Here he is next to Duke. Next up, here he is with Scarlet. And I want to make sure Scarlet can get in there without knocking anybody down. Next up is your main man, Snake Eyes. Let's do Snake Eyes over here. And then we technically have a small Joe task force right here, which is pretty dope. So in the first wave, you get a handful of Joes that can all go together. And as you clearly can see, none of them are the same size. With the exception of Snake Eyes and Scarlet, nobody is really the same size. And I like how that is because, again, size discrepancy is really fun because now you get to see that not everybody's the same. Not all the molds are the same. And now we have Destro. And Destro looks like he's about to be as big as Roadblock. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah. Overall, we have a really nice look. I really like where this is going. So we take all these guys away because we've compared our Joes. Now let's compare Roadblock to a bunch of other lines so we can see what we got going on. Here is Roadblock next to a Mythic Legions. And as you can see, Roadblock is actually about the same size as a Mythic Legion, which is crazy. That's a clear skeleton, by the way. So sorry, he's actually to be the closest one. Then we have a Mezco Me. So with the larger line, Roadblock actually fits in. He won't seem like a bigger guy, but he will fit in with other lines that are larger. He actually fits in pretty well. Take these guys away. Then we have a Marvel Legends Scourge with a Hydra MCU head. And then in case you want Roadblock to fight other brutes who actually are bigger than him, the Hydra brutes are bigger, so they fit in pretty well. Then we're going to do a Marvel Legends Spider-Man, right? And we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. Because, you know, with Storm Shadow around the corner, because I'm pretty sure he's coming in next wave, ninjas are going to be vital, right? Next up, we have our mixed media continuing with a 1000 toy synthetic human in case you ever want to fight some robots. Or, you know, I'll put some Astrobots in the photo so you can look really cool. Then we have an SH Figuarts Camerata Cougar. And this is a big size discrepancy, but I think that's okay because Roadblock is supposed to be bigger, obviously. I really love this line. I love where it's going. I think the only bad thing about Roadblock's head is that either it needs to be painted up or we get a better head sculpt. So I'm hoping somebody does do one. But overall, with these figures, I am extremely happy with the direction they're going. And hopefully you guys are too. If not, you can totally pass. It's not for you. But in the meantime, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you found this informative. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.